mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
Oh?
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense.
Uh-huh.
Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That
No.
bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun
Yeah.
and the knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Yes.
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
She's really stubborn about this. But I get she's trying to make. Before we move from this subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire. Non-stop debate. The bucket.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
No.
What about a container?
No.
There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun.
No.
So when the victim came in, bow! He squirted her in the eyes.
That'd been funny.
The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
I think it is what she said though, in another container.
If the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
Was it
What about a
into?
container?
I agree with that.
She's correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket.
Definitely.
Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene.
Yeah,
After
the
all,
one that
it
reeked.
of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
I definitely doubt that as well.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Is it?
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
They put it on the door.
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's unlikely he threw it on her.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
It's a good question. How was the killer able to get the hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? It was on the door. Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damien, think.
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp, too.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work? Unless those chemicals came from above?
Yeah. Above. Yes, that's right, above.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket in the air?
Yes.
Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Yeah, it was just on the
What's
door.
this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which, well, could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
No.
Maybe they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to.
Yeah.
Not to mention, they could have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference. The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The killer wanted two things: for the bucket to be above the victim, and it to spill on her when she entered the room. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? The door. The door.
I got it. I don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Makes
like in
sense.
those water bucket pranks people film?
Yeah, exactly.
When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket to fall on her.
Mm-hmm.
This would make it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet from the victim.
Yeah.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high?
The stepladder in the
Unless they were
room.
abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that door.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
It's about the ladder, like the Russian-looking girl was talking about. To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would have need to reach pretty high. Was there anything at the crime scene that they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll add further credibility to my theory. Ladder. Oh, wait. No. This. Yes. Yes. That.
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that.
Yeah.
After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door. Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point. Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knick-knack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
Yeah, there's that. That's all there is.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
What?
Please just leave us alone.
Huh.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Anyway, what was the killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He
Probably
obviously
Oop, I did not mean to do that. Where was the killer hiding? In the back of the janitor's closet.
I got it. I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim.
Yeah.
I say diagonal because that's the only way you can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
I agree. Because, like, imagine being burned in the face.
Huh? Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun.
Oh, so she could have been trying to kill someone too.
She probably provoked the killer, and they
Yeah.
killed in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
It's like Sayaka's case, where she invited Leon and was like, come to my room, and
No
then
excuse.
it's still murder.
What?
There's no justifying murder.
Yeah.
Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds. No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Yeah, that is true. 28 stab wounds. It was aggravated.
Cara?
That's the girl.
What's the victim's name? Didn't anyone read the tablet?
Okay,
I
Wolfgang.
agree with you, dude. But you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case. We aren't looking for a murderer. We're
It's not
looking for
fictional.
answers,
It's real, though.
which we have.
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency. This is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
Ooh, cook her. Cook her.
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that.
Yeah.
right?
There's no harm in it.
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
28 stab wounds is aggravated. And then she didn't die because she was being stabbed. She died because of blood loss, so they wanted her to bleed out.
The gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Yeah.
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Yeah, crime of passion.
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
But a spooky thing, they would have ended up dead because of the stab
That's
wounds,
wrong.
not because of blood loss.
There's no way this was done in self-defense. No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
And also, how would it be self-defense if he set up this bucket waiting for her?
Yo, bud. You seem a little pressed.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Ooh. Well, you're the only one being is it? La 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 la. I know this. To counteract your opponents, stay on the lookout for powerful statements. You will always be able pure logic thinking. Okay.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Mm-hmm.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
It was not.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof. So says the ultimate liar.
Yeah. Was the murder justified? Was it truly unforgivable?
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint.
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof. So says the ultimate liar.
Yeah. Was the murder justified? Was it truly unforgivable?
To kill Cara so easily and without restraint.
I think it's probably the tablet.
Justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions
Oh,
about the killers.
I know what it is. Yeah, I think it's agreeing with him. Okay.
To kill Cara so easily and without
Oh.
restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic one of humanity's
I agree. It was a sadistic killing.
The violence in this murder was excessive and intentional. The killer stabbed the victim 28 times. Even when the victim started clawing at their neck, the killer persisted. They wanted to inflict as much damage as possible. That's clearly sadistic.
I understand that, but shouldn't we consider the killer's point of view?
Huh?
The victim was carrying a gun at the time of the murder. It's possible they were also trying to kill someone.
When the mind
Well,
is
that
clouded
could
by
be.
fear, the body makes rash decisions.
Right. The killer was definitely excessive with the stabbing, but they could have been overwhelmed with emotion.
Well, how does that explain the bucket, though?
In fact, the trap doesn't even work unless someone from the outside opens the door. The killer might have actually been protecting themselves.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I don't think that's true. Because it takes time to do that. What proves that the victim wasn't made a threat? Time needed to set up the bucket trap. Yeah, there's like no way he would
The killer
need
needed a
to
lot of
have
to
time.
set up the trap. They had to fill the bucket with bleach, move the ladder, climb up the ladder. That's not even mentioning the time it would take to figure out this plan. Most people don't come up with ideas like this on the spot.
Making the plan is sadistic enough, but actually executing it, you need to be a real psychopath.
For real.
If the victim was actively hunting them, the killer couldn't possibly have had the time to formulate this trap and then set it up. Especially if they were scared. No. They clearly had ample time to do this. The victim might not even have been hunting them. The killer could have lured them to the closet by making noise, and then killed her brutally.
I agree.
This was a brutal, savage crime. Wolfgang might be right to be so passionate.
I suppose I can't dispute that. Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied boys! We've figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, he's sleeping.
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What? We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Practice.
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together! Let's dig into it!
Okay. It's like the comic book thing. I know how to do this. All right. No. That. Next page. Oh, oops. When did... Well, the killer's neck. Poured the bleach in there. Assault rifle.
This is how it happened.
The victim was Cara, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle. That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
I agree.
Hi. They needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Cara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
But to do that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the door frame. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
Yep.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far end of the janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival. The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Yeah.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Cara. In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten.
Yeah.
That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
I am quite satisfied.
Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares! We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
That is true.
Here's what I promised, isn't it?
Oh, thank you.
Before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second?
What?
This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while? Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face? Oh.
What is that all about?
Everybody, look over there.
Oh, Slay King?
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants. The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it?
Huh.
Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
I definitely agree. This person, his voice.
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy?
Yeah, no, duh.
No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the
Superiors?
halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only.
The principal?
His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Tozu? Host of the Killing Game.
Well done.
Or, you can call me Tozu for short.
Hey.
Hey, what do you mean Killing Game?
The show must
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary. This is only the beginning.
That's
Of what?
why the long phase.
Is it obvious? You, my dear subordinates,
Is rotten.
are going to kill each other. That's not
Come on.
funny.
But then,
But you said we could go home if we solved this mystery. I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it that wrong way. What are you talking about? You lied to us?
Rubbish.
Lied? Oh, no. Absolutely not. I'm a fair man. A man sworn to the truth, and if I recall correctly... I'll let you leave this room. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a bitch. You're full of shit, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this, Eden's Garden Academy... Bullshit. What am I doing believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying. Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game soon? And watch you peasants run away? I can't host a game without contestants. Please, don't do this. I just want to go home. I want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Miss Tolunar. Huh? We are all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they are ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players. You would hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you proposed, a killing game, between students who don't have the heart to kill.
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey.
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like that.
Indeed.
My heart is terribly soft, softer than most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor dear in a jar and return her to the nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see, I see.
I see. That is your argument, is it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, tell me regarding killing. Where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as they're willing to stand? Go on. You have a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise. Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil sport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective. And for a good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simply uncover the culprit, if you can. Using evidence you gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe did those crimes. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed. The killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? Oh, all of us will be executed? That's not fair.
Isn't this lovely?
Really? I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane. You're treating us like pigs to the slaughter. Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there's only 2 students left. You may want to remember that, or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of 16 people here, only 2 will be allowed to survive? 2 people. That's hardly better if someone gets away with murder. I know. That's what makes it so fun. Most of you will die, no matter what, and yet, with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately. And that's the exact mindset is what caused more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite.
I can't wait to see you all in the action. Ah-ha-ha-ha. Ah-ha-ha-ha. Oh. Ah. The madman's loud tedious include laughter was suddenly cut off by a strike from behind.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt! I want Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason,
Oh.
I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow and another blow. And when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face.
Hey, stop already. There's a...
But before we could do anything... Oh my god, is she dead already? The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. Oh, she's alive. Okay, it's just a Grace. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by a stray bullet. Oh. We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of the rifle. Her mask. The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her. This is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them. Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence. You think? I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now that you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara. If any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans. Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you, it'll be unwise to further test her sharp shooting ability. Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and their talents. Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them, as I do, because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest. Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farces courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death. No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for and too much to achieve. We won't throw all of that away for your killing game. We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick. Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I am quite familiar with this idea. What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everybody seems so hopeful? The voice inside of me was answered by another.
No.
You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Eva, surprised by her words. Eh? Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you've made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me?
Look,
In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. Honestly. Oh, that's so funny. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
can't you see?
If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they'll only be more vulnerable. Unless that's your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So that it's easier for you to kill them? Aw, you're so sweet, Tozu. Oh wait. Oh my god. That's the name. Oh, that's so clever. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you. It's like my first time streaming, so I'm like getting used to it, so thank you for coming along for the ride. That's
enough.
That's enough. Suddenly, Ingrid stepped in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given all of us a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed. So stop trying to turn us against each other. Please. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew even stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right. Huh? No! Damien, not you too! Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Eva made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of another person's life. Whether it be to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No! I would never kill anybody!
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole we're all ultimates thing is pretty inane anyway. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals. What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligations to improve the world that we live in? Hello, welcome to the stream. His question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Oh, my stream is going good. It's a nice stream. I mean, we just went through the class trial, like the practice class trial, so it's having fun. Oh yes, I am able to see chat.
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless. Thank you so much. Some of you are exceptional otherwise. Yes, I'm playing solo. It's just little me doing a bunch of voices. But come on, there's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. I am playing on PC because, what is it? This is only a PC game. It's called, if you see the title, it's called Project Eden's Garden. It's like a fan game of Danganronpa, if you've ever heard of it. I love Danganronpa, so I was like, oh, this is a good game to play. Definitely. For right now, I'm going to be streaming for a few more hours. And then I think I'm doing a stream tomorrow. And it's going to be Marvel Rivals. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I can feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policies, consider ethics, and morality. I just stream and then I do school, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through the trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you say words nobody understands? It's really nice talking to you too. I hope you enjoy the stream. Of course. Well, that stuff seems kind of relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparable heights of your vanity. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game?
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to. It was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
I probably don't have it set up, not gonna lie, because I don't really know how to set it up. I'm still trying to like get used to like how to stream and stuff like that. But eventually I'll get there. Phew. Do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenched sense of bloodthirst? Of course, I'll give you my Discord after stream. Well, save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game area. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each one of you.
Get lost.
Thanks. Now, can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium, with the masked woman trailing closely behind. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight. Oh yeah, you could do that. Hold on. I'll make sure to keep that in mind, and I'll definitely message you after stream about that stuff. So because I do need a little assistance with this. Okay.
Hey.
Still, we're not gonna kill anyone, right, guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here, okay? It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. Bye! Thank you for joining the stream. So cued the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare. An unrelenting of despair. The beginning of the killing game. Alrighty. I was so scared that someone actually died at the beginning. To be continued. Let's save real fast. I would definitely see that. I think Wolfgang right now is definitely my favorite. I like the name too, Wolfgang. But Tozu is very funny. Like, I like voicing him sometimes. I love this art style. It's so good. Oh, they all have like an animal related to them. Kinda. Because I saw bear prints. And then the gator. Yeah, the bunny, dragon, spider. Tozu. Mara. That's a really good opening. That's really good. They are so like replicating it, and it's really, really good. I'm very excited for this. Chapter 1, Beneath the Veil of Hypocrisy. We just got to chapter 1. Oh my gosh. I feel like this is gonna be like a 5-hour thing. I was the last one to take the elevator up. That Tozu man mentioned something about dorm rooms. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a 5-hour thing. But I don't mind. The only area to fit that description was this hallway. Are the other students already in this room? Yep, they are. I can hear him sneezing. So it's true what Tozu said. There's a dorm prepared for each of us? Oh gosh. Since till 4 a.m. is crazy. But dedication is dedication. I wonder where mine is. Probably says it on the door. Wolfgang. Ingrid. Noah. No. I'm probably at the end of the hall, aren't I? Yep. Called it.
Let's see.
Looks like this is it. Oh my gosh. It is a nice room. I would like a room like this. Oh my god. In the very back, I could see that there was even a bathroom. This is really nice. It's a lot of work for a kidnapping, or quoting our kidnapper himself, a game. Which is all the more reason to be wary. Before I even think about resting my eyes, I should search this place for anything dangerous. Oh, look like... Yeah? These books weren't books at all. They were props made to resemble them. What a waste of good bookshelf. I get that physical books are expensive, but... Why was a podium in my room? I didn't plan to receive an active audience here. Is that a men's calendar up there? Oh my gosh. There were sticky notes and pens inside one of the drawers. One of the walls was a pin-up calendar of a celebrity. What the hell? Am I being messed with? It's pretty sexy, I'll admit it. But it's also not what I want to look at during a killing game. Please take the calendar down. The bathroom was more in line with what I expected from our kidnappers. Dull, cramped, anything but glamorous. Wait, did this toilet have its own remote control? Oh, it's a bidet. Damn, never mind what I said. Let's check the wardrobe.
That's...
What the hell?